Welcome friends, welcome to our new episode for today. First of all, I would like to wish you for Janmashtami, happy Janmashtami to all of you. So, idea for today's video was never in my mind till today morning. But suddenly this came and whatever I thought of, I was working for 2-3 days on the subject, I kept it aside and I decided to do a video on this. First, today being a Janmashtami, everybody who follows Krishna across the world, they are doing something from their side to appease him. Somebody are keeping fast, some are just going to temple, some are just singing some bhajans and all that. Because I am an astrologer by profession, so my speaking is always astrology, my thinking is always astrology, and my working is always astrology. So, being very cautious about dealing with such a delicate subject. So first of all, I have tried my level best to not to hurt anybody's sentiments, anybody's feelings about anything. But if I do so, I am really I'm begging in front of you, but please forgive me. But a few things about Lord Krishna, and these are a few avatars in astrology. We have horoscopes available in our books. So I am just having a glance to that data which is available in the books also. So let's not waste time and let's come to the horoscope straight away. Now coming to the horoscope of Lord Krishna, it is very difficult for anybody to assess him fully. But whatever we could see in with our limited brain. So I am just sharing it with you. As you can see, it is a female ascendant. The Taurus itself is a female ascendant. This is the first house, which is called as ascendant, and the sign here is 2. 2 means Taurus. If you find 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or 12 in this house, that happens to be a female horoscope, female Rashi, that female ascendant horoscope. Now the second point is that all the planets in this horoscope are not exalted. They are not at their best. So the planets which are exalted are Moon, number 1, Mercury, Saturn and Mars. The only out of the 9, 4 planets are exalted. Now coming to the second best stage, the planets which are in their own house are Sun, Venus and Jupiter. And remaining 2, Rahu, Ketu are debilitated in this horoscope. There is some controversy regarding the debilitation, exaltation of Rahu and Ketu. Some authors treat this combination Rahu in Scorpio and Ketu in Taurus are debilitated. Some are of the some different opinion, and there is a book called Light on Life by some foreign author of Penguin publication, I suppose. They say that Rahu Ketu both are exalted in this sign, Scorpio, and debilitated here. So it is by your practice which way you adopt it, but going to whatever has been traditional, Rahu Ketu in this planet, in this planetary position are debilitated in this horoscope. Coming to the second notable thing in this horoscope, that the moon is here technically eclipsed. This is not a horoscope of a pure eclipse. Because when at later some stage you will see some technically eclipsed, theoretically eclipsed moon in some of the horoscopes in the coming videos, I suppose. But there is a book called Lal Kitab. In this Lal Kitab, the theory of Lal Kitab is that eclipse is caused to the sun is because of its conjunction with Rahu, and the eclipse caused to the moon is because of its conjunction with the Ketu. So by that nature, technically this happens to be a horoscope of an eclipsed moon. So there is a saying in Lal Kitab कि ऐसे जन्मे चंद्रभान चूल्हे आगे न मंजे पान. There is a kitchen stove without fire, and there is a only outside of a bed. There is nothing to lie upon. This is just a boundary of a bed. So the condition in which Sri Krishna was born, he was born in a jail in the most adverse circumstances any child could ever be born. Another important point which is to be seen in this horoscope, that if we put a line, we divide the horoscope in 2 parts, and the right side of this is called the visible half, and this the marked part which is on the left hand side, is an invisible half. So number of planets in the invisible half are 1, 2, 3, 4. We are leaving these two for the time being. And in the visible half, there are only 2 planets. So if the invisible part of an horoscope is active, that means he is the person who is working behind the scenes to get the things done. And the person with more planets on the visible half, he will be the doer himself. So 4 planets are doing the planning sort of a work, or the backstage, they are taking care of the backstage. And there are 2 planets here also. You must have seen the life of Lord Krishna. He did some things, but more things he managed to get it done from others. This is the little bit of the part which we are going to cover. When we have to compare horoscope of somebody like Lord Krishna, I couldn't find anybody less than Lord Rama to compare his horoscope. So this is the horoscope of Lord Rama and this is the horoscope of Lord Krishna, as you all know. When we are counting the exalted planets, so where we see that the planets which are at their best, in this horoscope, 4 planets, 1, 2, 3, 4 planets are exalted. Whereas in case of Lord Rama, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets are exalted. So these are more. So when coming to the planets which are in their own house, there are 1, 2, 3 planets which are in their own house, and there is only 1 planet, Moon, which is in its own house. But maybe they are more, but more planets are exalted. And the last point is about the debilitated planets, or the planets which we normally say bad. That is Rahu, Ketu. There are 2 debilitated planets in this horoscope, and in this case, the Rahu, Ketu are in those houses, Leo and Aquarius. In these houses, the beauty is no planet is exalted and no planet is debilitated. So these are at least neutral, and here the position is not very good in any case. And Mercury in this case is okay, because it is forming a combination with Sun, so it is a Buddha Aditya Yoga in this case. But as you see the life of Lord Rama and the life of Lord Krishna, Lord Rama was born in a palace, whereas Lord Krishna was born in a jail. Lord Rama had every best facility of that time for his education and everything. Whereas Sri Krishna was, I think, not even formally educated. Thirdly, the other planets are sitting in the Kendra. More planets are sitting in the Kendra, and that too exalted planets and own house planets. So Lord Rama always had a team to work for him. He did some things alone, no doubt. But the things for which he is known more, he already had some team. He used to take the team along and he used to work with that team. Whereas in case of the Lord Krishna, he had team, it was okay. If he didn't have it, he created his own team. If no team was there at all, he did his job himself. So that is why maybe that could be a reason for why he is called as a Purna Avatar or Full Avatar. Lord Rama is called as a partial avatar or Ansh Avatar. Now this is the comparison between lords. So how can in today's world somebody can be benefited from the horoscope, looking to the horoscope of Lord Krishna? We will see in the coming part. Now, it is really absurd to compare the whole horoscope of Lord Krishna with somebody of this time. But I am talking of one yoga which has attracted me in this horoscope. As I told you earlier during the video, that this is the yoga for the combination of Chandrama and Ketu, Moon and Ketu. That gives a Grahan Yoga here. That is, Moon is under an eclipse, according to Lal Kitab. So, eclipse is here in this horoscope, eclipse is here. Here it is in the ascendant, here it is in the 5th house. So, regarding the circumstances in which this native was born, as he is known to me, he is one of my first cousins. So, at the time he was born, the situation in his family was not very good. Normally, it was a tradition to have first child in their mother's house. But he was born in his mother's house, but the conditions amongst the family were really not very good. That I couldn't by any means call it they were good conditions for any native to take birth. Now, second thing about this horoscope is that he came out of this. He came out of this because of a yoga which I have earlier discussed in my first video. For those of you who are watching this my video for the first time, The link is given in the description box. So that was the yoga when the ascendant lord is in the 11th house. That is the yoga for wish fulfillment. So that yoga doesn't apply here fully or straightforward, but a little bit of brain work we do. So this ascendant lord sun and this 11th lord Mercury, they are conjuncted in the 10th house. This simply means that with his efforts he can turn the tables on the other side. So regarding this native, I can tell you, during his childhood days he was not very good at studies, but somehow got inspired from one of his cousins also. So he completed his CA and he is now turns the table. He is very well established in Kurukshetra, and in the time to come, the amount of effort, the amount of clarity that he has, now I think he will be a celebrity someday. Now let us see what happens in our next videos in the coming times. So this is about the first example horoscope. Coming to our second example horoscope. Now the same yoga, very simple one, conjunction of moon and Ketu in Lagna. So this simply doesn't mean that born in jail. No, this child was never born in jail. But the situation at his house was really bad, and the imprints of that situation is still in the personality of this child. He couldn't complete his education also due to some family circumstances. If somehow I could reach this child once, I will request a person in between both of us that this thing can be taken care of without any heavy remedies. Okay, if this is a curable one. This was all about this horoscope part of this. So if my effort and my intentions were pure, so Lord Krishna will accept his as his prayer from my side. If I have hurt somebody, really sorry for that. For astrologers, you have got one yoga, the combination of Chandrama and Ketu, Moon Ketu combination. If you see this in somebody's horoscope, please check whether he was born and in which conditions the native was born. It is necessarily need not to be a jail. It does not need to be an asylum. It does not need to be out in some forest. But the situation around the native will not be that conducive. Please test this yoga. Find it useful. Please accept it. Help to spread astrology, logical astrology, reason-based astrology, scientific astrology. Even if I do not exist, even if anybody doesn't exist, this knowledge is continuing without us also. It will happen to continue. But request to those people who want to contribute to it, please like, share and subscribe. That's all for today. Happy Janmashtami to all of you once again. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.